Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Spoken. I'm your host, Terry Love. To my right, Mr. Derek Williams, and to my left, Mr. Lance Twitwell. We are here today to talk about the NBA playoffs now. We have one team already in the finals awaiting their next opponent, which it'll either be the Boston Celtics or the Miami Heat. First of all, I'll give a disclaimer out to say I have a tank top on, just came from work, so a little bit hot, as you guys can see. Lance on the well, really doing this long.
I thought you were just trying to show your muscles off.
I mean, I can't.
We've been calling them guns for the last couple of days, man.
No big deal.
I think that was purposely done.
We might need to do a performance-enhancing drug test after this show's over.
But,
he might be suspended from the show for a while.
Well, about that, LeBron had an awesome game last night. One of the best playoff games, performances in playoff history. It's point blank. 45 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists. Correct? Wow, awesome performance. Now I'm gonna speak my opinion real quick. I really don't talk too much.
Here we go.
But
ready for this.
Good job, LeBron. We never doubted your ability. We never doubted your skills or your talent. We just doubt sometimes your will to win, your killer instinct per se. We know that you are a competitor, or whatnot. But we see sparks of it. We want to see it on a consistent basis. Now, if you're were to do that and have that attitude and focus on a consistent basis, like 8 out of 10 games, 7 out of 10 games, no doubt you'll go down as the best player in NBA history. That's no doubt. So, can we see that in Game 7, which will be on Saturday? On Saturday in Miami.
I think I heard that.
I know, but
not without the rings.
With that attitude, he will win rings. I won't doubt that.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe, because there's a lot of guys that have attitudes. I mean, a lot of great.
But not had his talent like that, though.
Not had a talent, but there have been some pretty good talent.
So, Boston played at home last night against the Miami Heat last night, and they lost. Blowout.
Yeah.
Wow. What happened? What happened there? What did you see in the game last night, Derek? What did you take away from the game? Was it the Miami Heat, or was it just LeBron James?
The Miami Heat was a no-show. Period, point blank. What I see was a kid who went out there that was determined, that was focused, to put his team on his back and not let them lose that game.
Right.
No fancy adjustments by Coach Sproul. The jury's still out on him. We don't know about what he can do as a coach. LeBron saved his job for one more day. It was just LeBron went out focused, man. He single-handedly won that game. The Miami Heat as a whole team continued to stink it up, like they have this pretty much this whole series. That's why they were in the predicament they're in and going to a Game 7, because LeBron's getting no help from anybody. I mean, some nights Mario Chalmers is your second best player, and Dwayne Wade's making $100 million. That's just unexcusable. That's pathetic.
What did you think about Bosh's performance last night?
I didn't even really see him. I'm not impressed with a couple of rebounds. I mean, he airballed one for 5 feet from the basket, threw right over the rim. Can't defend yet. He's still playing timid, doesn't want to re-injure it. So I don't think he's going to be a big factor in this series. I mean, in Game 7, because he's still not healthy all the way. I mean, what he's doing is courageous though. He's out there for his team. I like that though, but you're not going to get Chris Boston.
What did you see last night?
Jeff Van Gundy said something very, very, very profound during the game. He's one of the greatest commentators I've ever heard. What I love he said was no other player in NBA history has had more on his shoulders than LeBron James as far as pressure, expectation, criticism from the fans, from the players, from the coaches, everything. No one's ever had more on their shoulders, and it's almost like people are waiting to see him fail as opposed to see him do something great. And what happens is that when he does things like last night, people still try to find a way to discredit what he did. And I will answer your question. It was more about LeBron James than the Miami Heat. Yes, the Miami Heat as a whole offensively were terrible. They did not play. He scored, 30 points in the first half, and I think they had a little over, 45 or 46 points, around 50 points in the first half. And it's all starting with Dwayne Wade. I hate repeating myself. But Dwayne Wade having these slow first halves, everybody says, well, it's acceptable because he's averaging 17 in the second half. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because if you're getting blown out in the first half, he can have those 17 points all day. If you're getting whooped, it don't matter.
I talked to some people, and they think, honestly, they think that's on purpose. They think that he is maybe told to conserve his energy in a fourth quarter, second half, just in case.
You're not going to win a championship like that.
You're not, and that's my whole point, is that Eric Spoelstra, I think, did an okay job last night. Good enough, obviously, like you said. He let LeBron do whatever he wanted to do, let him play the entire game, and that saved his job last night, just like you said, for at least one more game. But I think honestly, guys, this game was more about the Celtics. I think that when if you watch them, they consistently have bad ends to quarters and halves. It's consistent. They'll play sloppy. Rondo, like I've always said, he tries to look for the best looking pass as opposed to the best pass. KG's looking at him like, what was that? You know, like where were you throwing that ball? How many turnovers they had in a row? Bad shot selection. They weren't knocking down open shots. It's their inconsistency, I think, more than anything. LeBron went off last night, but we've seen LeBron go off and they still lose. His teams have lost.
That game had nothing to do with the Celtics.
Oh no,
it had nothing to do with the Celtics. They lost. They scored 79 points at home.
That game had everything to do with one guy putting the whole team
79
on his back
points at home
and winning. And
that has nothing to do with
that guy scored almost half is what they scored. He had 45 points, right?
Yeah. Right.
I mean, how many points did they have?
79, right?
79 points.
Come on, man.
So, yeah,
He almost could have almost outscored.
So the missing wide open shots has nothing to do with them losing?
Because basketball's a hit and miss game.
I don't know, but how many times is Paul Pierce going to miss? I mean, you have to show up.
But Paul Pierce could have missed those same shots, and if LeBron wouldn't have had the kind of night he had, it wouldn't even have mattered. They could have still won the game.
Paul Pierce has been hitting those shots all series.
I mean, say if LeBron
last night.
Yeah, but even if he misses those shots, and if LeBron has a game where he has like 22 or 23, 4 points, the game is still close.
I'm helping your point out. You said that the Heat didn't show up last night.
The Heat did show up.
Okay, but I'm agreeing with you.
It's not about the Celtics. It's about one guy.
I'm bringing it all the way around. I'm bringing it all the way around.
No, you're not.
No, because this.
No, it's about LeBron James. It's period. Nothing to do with the Celtics. LeBron James had an epic performance. He put the whole team on his back. This guy single-handedly by himself beat the Boston Celtics.
But how do you explain them only scoring 79 points at home?
They've
been averaging over 95.
They missed some shots. But LeBron was so great in what he did. When they would cut the lead to 7, LeBron would come down and hit a 3, put him up by 10. 10 to 13, hit another 3. If LeBron just had an average night, like a regular night, and the Boston Celtics were still missing those shots, the game would have been close. It wouldn't have been a blowout.
I agree with all that. I understand all that. What I'm saying is they didn't do their end of the bargain either, because despite LeBron going off, the Celtics didn't answer back.
Yeah, but like you just said, the Celtics have been playing in bad, not finishing quarters, but still been able to win
but
games.
They didn't play
and still were up 3-2 in the series.
But they weren't just not finishing quarters. They weren't playing good quarters at all.
But why were they up 3-2?
Because this whole series they've been playing good quarters and they wouldn't finish them strong.
But they were up 3-2.
They've been playing strong from the beginning to the middle, and then at the end they would start to slack off.
Exactly.
And they would whoop them. Because how many times you see the Heat come back on big? They would blow leads. Every time the Celtics would take a big lead, and the Heat would come back, and then the Celtics would end up winning the game because of those big leads.
Because LeBron did not have 45 points in 15.
I understand. Obviously, he contributed huge to the win. I'm not disagreeing with it. He was the reason. He was there. I look like this. He was the Heat's offense, but the Celtics had no offense going at all last night. They hit one 3-pointer all night. I think they shot 16 3-pointers. They made one.
What did they lose by?
I think 14. 15? 14 points.
LeBron has a night where he had another night where he has 30. The game's going down to the wire.
So you're telling me the
shots they missed.
So you're telling me the Celtics played good enough to win that game?
No, they didn't play good enough to win because I don't believe in that. That's something LeBron said after he lost. We played good enough to win. No, you didn't. You lost the game. You don't play good enough to win when you lose. If you play good enough, you'd have won the game. What I'm saying is, no, they didn't. I mean, unless you get beat by somebody throws up a half-court heave or something, they were beat. LeBron James won that game. If he would have just had an average game.
LeBron props.
I understand. I'm glad he's giving LeBron props.
I'm giving LeBron props. The Celtics missed shots. Okay, they missed shots. But LeBron's performance was so huge.
Right.
Even with them missing shots, it just took him to another level.
I guess I'm just not understanding what that's got to do with the Boston Celtics offense.
Because
I'm just understanding that. I understand LeBron killed it. What's that got to do with their offense?
I understand what you said.
LeBron single-handedly killed every single run that the Boston Celtics made.
We've seen the Celtics beat LeBron even though he scores. He's done it in 08. 45 points. They still beat.
But if he scores 32 points instead of 45 points, even as sloppy as Boston played,
that game is still a ball game.
That is what I'm trying to say because the Heat didn't show up last night. So the Celtics let one guy beat them. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's the same thing I'm saying.
One man beat him and they didn't answer back. That's my point. So they dropped the game at home.
I don't think you're hearing what I'm saying. I just said LeBron single-handedly won the game. That's what I'm sitting here saying.
You guys probably saying the same thing, just different ways.
That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is
the Celtics let him just like said they didn't answer back. They didn't answer back. There was no sense of
as bad as the Celtics shot. If LeBron wouldn't have went off like he did, it still would have been a ball game with the way the Heat's rest of the players played.
Right.
As bad as Boston played, it wouldn't even have mattered because nobody would have been giving LeBron anything.
But you know as well
he
that
needed every bit of that 44
if the Celtics would have shot like they normally do, that would have been a very tight game all the way to the finish. You know it would have, because you go 1 for 15 from the 3-point line. If they hit 4 more, that's a 1.2 point game.
It probably would have, but we're just talking about what happened last night. I'm not talking about
missed those shots.
We got to move on to the next topic here. Now we talk about OKC, or they're resting in the finals, waiting for, like I said, the next opponent between the Boston Celtics or Miami Heat. What a win! 4th straight against Popovich. They won at home. They were getting beat, blown out actually first half.
Yeah.
Second half, they came out and they did what they were supposed to do. They came out and won in the home crowd. So congratulations to the OKC, which they should have been
the best in the West.
Kansas City, but it's a different story.
In the West.
So who do you think would be the better opponent for OKC? Who do you think they're waiting for to win? Boston. I mean, because it doesn't matter. They're gonna be.
They don't care. They're just they're a young team. They're just happy to be there.
Yeah,
they just want somebody to play. They don't.
Like
as far as what do you mean by better match? What do you mean?
I mean,
like more challenging.
I'd rather see Boston because they're a little worn and tired.
No, I don't think the Thunder are thinking like that. I think they're just trying to look at both and weigh their options. Okay, here we go with the Celtics. Okay, they're the more experienced team. They have deadly shooting.
Right.
They're smart.